My wife and family arrived in Australia on the last couple of days of 1966. We came to Hobart almost immediately, and we rented a house in Marlin Road in Cascades. I was employed by the state government as a geologist, and I started to settle into my job. We were unused to the hot weather, of course, because we'd arrived from England in December, but we were enjoying the really hot weather. And the 7th of February was unusually hot and windy. We didn't really worry about it. We didn't know what was coming. I went down to the office and I settled into my work. My wife rang me about 10:30, 11 o'clock and said, "There's something funny going on. The sky's gone a bright orange." So I looked outside and I discovered it was true. I said to the people in the office, "What's going on?" They said, "Oh, I think it's a bushfire over at New Norfolk or something like that." Didn't know where New Norfolk was. But then I looked around the office and I found that everybody had gone home. And I thought this was a bit strange. But I thought, well, I better do the same because obviously there's something going on. I drove up Cascade Road and I got about as far as St John's Hospital and I was turned back. The sky had gone completely black. I was turned back because they said you won't be able to get through because there are power lines and trees across the road. So I went back to the office in Salamanca Place. I said to my wife, she'd arrived, of course, at the office and told me what was going on. She said, "Look, the house is completely gone. We've lost everything. The only thing I've rescued are a couple of teddy bears." We'd bought a car a couple of days before, so she was able to get away. The first thing she said, "Well, we need toothbrushes, we need pajamas." So we went to Fitzgerald and bought these. We then said, "Well, where are we going to live?" So I appealed to one of my geological colleagues, and he, I think somewhat reluctantly, said, "You better come and live with us." So we did for a few days, until the government gave me a house to live in at Claremont, a completely bare house, no furniture of any kind, no pots, no pans, and we lived there. The experience of the fire was, I suppose, epitomized by this trip up Cascade Road that it was completely black. The roaring of the fire was like a jet aircraft, as people describe it. People said to us when they discovered that we'd been burnt out, "Of course, you'd go back to England." I said, "What on earth for? I haven't got a job there." I'd immediately given up everything in England. So we hung on, and the children went to school and tried to settle in against this background. But in the end, the major thing, I think, was with the Governor's Fire Fund, which kept giving us checks. The first one was for $4,000, when you consider that's more like $40,000 now. And through subsequent days, more and more money arrived. So in the end, we got $8,000 from it, which was absolutely amazing. It really did set us up, together with the clothes we got from Vinnie's and from the Salvation Army. So that was our introduction to Tasmania, and we've been happily here ever since, until my wife died about 18 months ago. The children, of course, are now fully grown and they live on the mainland, not in reach of bushfires.